boy, oh boy, did I end up being wrong on this one. Don't make 30% of you guys have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can get to 105,000. Wow. You know, I actually enjoy being wrong at this game because it means that we're breaking molds and we're breaking traditions that we have typically followed in this game for a very long time. And this is actually a very good example to Konami breaking those molds. So the first one I want to talk about here that I had really big aspirations on was that Ghost Sister. Now, the reason why I bring this up was typically in the past, yes, I know that art pictured was Red Blossom. We all knew that. We also knew that Red Blossom was pictured in the Underroot trap card. But those were the only two instances that an art like that has, or the protector has existed. Now, typically, Konami has not gone down the path of making original art pieces that look like they could end up being cards. I think that's the thing I'm most mind blown about with this is, you know, later on down the road, some of you guys have been like, well, you know, Robbie, that could be an alternate art. And I mean, very well could be. But I think the thing that's most interesting with that theory is there's no point for that 2.5 month window where we are at for that mat to be released for a reprint set to capture alternate arts. And there's no way that card's going to be put into Animation Chronicle because it doesn't have a tie-in to Animation Chronicle. So unless this card is going to come out in Darkwing Blast, which, I mean, I guess is a possibility here. Konami has spoiled stuff this far back, but typically when you look at playmats and things like this, I think this one's going to remain a mystery to me. Though they have started to explore the option of those more original concepts in the tokens, but we never really see those token arts kind of kick off into a lot of playmats. The only real exception that I've seen so far was the couple of pieces that we saw come out into Charmer playmats. So for this card to not have a token, and for this to just be an original art piece featuring Red Blossom, I don't know. I was wrong. But Konami really broke the mold on that one because typically when they make a mat in tradition of a set, this usually follows up with that. So you know what? I'm going to clap for you, Konami. Anytime that Konami can break molds and things like that are very good because that means that we can see that they're trying out new things. Because things get really boring out here if we follow the same boring trends over and over again. Though, I do want to ask the question, what in the heck could this be? Could this be like an alternate art for, you know, the trap card? Or is there really something else coming in Darkwing Blast that was signaled this far back? And if that's the case, like I said, that's going to be very, very interesting. Now, the set was called Power of the Elements. And I had pretty much talked about Sky Striker support here, because typically in the past, when they release a V-Jump promo, that V-Jump promo usually has a tie-in with the set that is being released at that time. Well, when they released Alborion, that Sky Striker support, everybody kind of turned their heads and looked at it and went, oh yeah, you know, this is for the OCG Structures manga. And yes, I get that. I'm happy that we got like a machine dupe target that we can explore for the deck. Is it crazy good? No, but there's some equip rulings. I believe that, what were they trying to do? Like, if you link summon out, the card pops itself via game mechanics or something, and thus that counts as being destroyed. You could trigger. I'm not too sure on that ruling. Don't quote me on that too much. If it works or not, that's something else for you to try out. But that being said, we got Alborion. I was like, well, you know, typically, since we are getting a V-Jump promo, there should be some sort of Sky Striker tie-in in the set to kind of link around, because, you know, it's like, oh, we're pushing this manga at this point. You know, the set's called Power of the Elements, so the possibility of Sky Striker stuff exploring into this set seemed very, very high. And you know what? Days passed, the reveals came, and you know what? We didn't see any Sky Striker stuff in the set, and I think that's probably a good thing. As much as I was reading from the community and the infinite comment sections, there were a lot of people that were just not happy to see that there could be Sky Striker support. I know that there's still a lot of people out here that do not like this deck from the last couple of reigns that it's had in the game, and you know, I get it. Engage is a stupid card not being locked behind a once per turn. Can't believe Konami actually ended up making it that easy to play, but that's on the creators versus anything else. So with that being said, though, you know, I am happy to say that, yeah, we didn't get Sky Striker support in that set. Though we did open up some other interesting doors. You know, that Exo Sister stuff ended up being in the set. And we also got that Punk stuff. And I also was like, well, you know, if these two are in here, you know, we're probably going to drop in some Brave stuff. And guess what we also didn't get? We didn't get any Brave cards, which I actually think that's probably a tie-in based on the last couple of ban lists. I kind of have a feeling that Konami's looked at the Brave package at this point in time and they're like, no more. All right, you're too broken. You know, the engine's already been shaved down to one-ofs in Japan. And you know what? They're still playing the one Draco back, the one Faithful Adventure, the one Water Enchantress, and the one Wright, and the one Griffin Rider. They're still playing the 5 cards. They don't care. All right? They're just like, oh, you know what? If I see it, I'm good to go. And I mean, I guess that's perfectly honest. Or that's perfectly fine. Like, the engine is truly that powerful in retrospect of things. There's no point in hitting it whatsoever. So we dodged the Brave bullet there. You know, I'm really glad, though, to, like, say this, but the fact that they've broken the mold and we were wrong about all of these things, I think sets a really good precedence going forward here. It means that Konami is not reusing the same old traditional things, and it means that we are still continuing to explore new options, especially in a set like this. And, you know, as much as I want to say, as much as I wanted new Sky Striker support, you know, or I wanted to see, you know, a new hand trap be added into the pool, every time we add in overpowering cards into the game, you see that we reach one more step of crazy power scaling. And, you know, you look at the reverse Nibiru at this point in time, and while you look at that card and you're like, you know, it might not see immediate impact, the fact that it now exists is what sets the stage for crazier things to happen. So while we're wrong, ladies and gentlemen, on the grand scale of things here, you know what? You got some really cool things in here. And speaking of really cool things, the fact that that Earth Searcher now exists for the Charmers now opens up the door to Wind and Earth now have them. Now you got to ask yourself, does that mean we're getting a water core set, a core set for, you know, fire? All right, I already know that Pain is out here, you know, just walking back and forth going, yes, yes, give me fire support. But then on the flip side, you got to realize that means that Lina and Dahark might get their searchers. And if we start playing with fire and we start giving, you know, dark and light these more generic searchers, this is my bold claim for the video, you're going to open up some really, really weird doors, or you're going to have to put some very, very strict limitations on those cards, because anytime that you can get that crazy level of searching going on, you need to be very, very careful in the game. So overall, Power of the Elements brings a lot of wrongs to me. Oh, the old great Seeing Oracle. And like I said, I love being wrong because we can see new trends appearing in the game. But you know what? This set did give us some really good support. And I do stick by the statement that I think this set this year is probably going to be the power of, or it's going to be the big core set of the year. We get what? Darkwing Blast is the last set for the TCG. Power ends up being what? Our August set at this point in time. So unless something really crazy happens, looking at you, Dahark Searcher, if they do release something like that along the way, you're going to have a lot more interesting problems to deal with outside of that. But other bold predictions, the other 4 Searchers coming in Starlight Rare will be very interesting. I am kind of curious to see, once again, if that Red Protector or the Red Blossom art will make its way into Darkwing Blast, because I guess there is the possibility of that. But all things really considered at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of Power of the Elements so far? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button. And remember, you know, there's still like 20 other cards that we will eventually see in this set once we get it in the TCG. But you're still a very, very long time away from getting the chance to see this set unfold in our game. But, like I said, I do think this is the best core set of the year, beating out Breakers and Dimension Force, quite honestly. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on the day with some more cool ass content. Peace out, guys. Patrons, thank you. Ugh.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.